adult population in the United Kingdom are still listening to old classical music. With the amount of people that are still into it, this brings us to wanting to know and learn more about the history and how many types of old classical music are there back in the days compared to now. There are many types of old classical music back in the days, but I wanted to make it a bit easier and not complicated for us, so I have picked out four of the best type of classical music that are still well known to people nowadays, which are the opera, the choral music, the orchestral music, and the chamber music. It is a bit weird that how youngsters like us started to lose the taste of listening to old classical music, and how did the new type of music penetrate the old classical music industrial. So in this video, I will be talking about the background of the legendary classical music composer named Joseph Haydn, how he get to be popular around the music industry, how did the new type of music take over the old type of music, which are the classical music, and finally, why is the old classical music still around in some place in the world. First off, we will start off by taking a quick look on who is Joseph Haydn and how did he made it up to who he is until the day he died. According to Robbins Lennon, Joseph Haydn was born in March 31st, 1732 in Rohrau, Austria. In his early life, his parents knows that he got that musical talent in him and decided to send him to train with their relative for him to be a musician. Later on, he proceeded to self-employ himself in the musician industry. Soon, he took a huge step and received his first important position as a Kapellmeister, which is a music director. He started to visit England and conducted new symphony with a large orchestra. Sooner, with him rapidly visiting England and his concert, he quickly achieved wealth and fame. It was never easy for him, but in the end, he made it and turned himself to be a well-known musician all around the world, but then died on May 31st, 1809. Furthermore, we do notice the change in musical taste between the young generation back in the day and young generation nowadays. This brings us to a huge question on how young generation stopped listening to old classical music and started to listen to new type of music instead. As Classical Music Mode 2016 stated that the answer to this question is in three main reasons that why youngsters stop listening to old classical music. Firstly, it is start off by artists nowadays, the way they deliver their song in a weird and funky way. And for some reason, youngsters like us, we loved it. Secondly, it's all about the trend and changing of their mindset. If more than 10,000 children around the world started to have this mindset thinking that old classical music is lame and boring and keep their mindset going on like this, not long, most of the younger generation will think the same way. Finally, since all of them are heading to listen to the new type of music in the same direction, youngsters like me and my friend will tend to forget about the old good classical music. That is something we need to cherish. On the other hand, we can still hear people playing old classical music in some part of the world. And that leads us to a major question on how come classical music is still around and still famous partly of the world. As I stated earlier in the video, not all of our population has stopped listening to old classical music. I also did point out that most of the adult population nowadays are still into old classical music. And there's a few youngsters that are also interested in classical music as well. Penn State 2014 has stated that, as we all know that we are getting older every single day, our taste of our music that we used to like will eventually change by itself from listening to hyper electronic type of music when we were young to slow and calm music as we get older. This will make our brain relax instead of stressing us out even more from our tiring day. What's more interesting is that some of us have this brilliant idea where we start saving up old album from famous singer back in the days and sell it to collectors who love collecting old stuff for a lot of money, since there's a slang saying that old but gold. In conclusion, I would like to sum it all up by saying that it's a good thing to move on and create better things in life. But do not forget what brings us up to where we are today. Putting some effort on keeping old classical music alive is one of a great idea, because by bringing it up to show our new generation, this tells them how hard it was to just create a song back in the day. So it is a good lesson for us and our younger generation to learn how to appreciate old things too. So in this presentation, I have talked about an old legendary classical music composer named Joseph Haydn, how old classical songs are powerless against new type of music that we listen to daily, and finally, my thoughts on how classical music are still alive in some part of the world. Thank you.